Welcome to Trading Nation. I'm Brian Sullivan, your guest today. Chad Morganlander with Washington Crossing Advisors, David Seaburg with Cowen and Company. And today we are talking about Nike. You know, David, I know that you do not like Nike. It's been a good call so far. What is your beef with the company's stock?
I mean, it's not that I don't like the stock. I mean, look, it's a fine stock. And I think, you know, over the long term, they'll figure things out. But short term, there's some issues, right? I mean, you saw Foot Locker talking about pricing in some of the higher end basketball shoes. That's right up their alley. You look at Adidas coming in and sucking market share away from them in North America. It's been a major hit. You saw their numbers, their last reported numbers. They gained a lot of traction. So I think Nike's under the microscope. And I think, you know, obviously we're seeing what's happening in retail across the board. Nike was immune to that for a period of time, strong brand, but they've got competition now, and again, I think Adidas is really gonna knock them out here. So I really could see the stock trading down into, you know, the $47 range. I think 47, 48 is probably where it's going to trade near term. They're reporting the end of the month. I think that street numbers are probably still a little too high, so we may see a revision there. And if we do, again, you could see some softness. So I wouldn't be jumping in here. It's not a name that I'm saying you should be out there aggressively shorting because it's going to get cut in half. I do believe, though, there are other places to put your money, a la an Adidas or, you know, some other places versus a Nike.
Wow. Okay. You know, listen, Chad, you're a value investor. You like stocks. You want to buy them lower and sell them higher. David thinks it's going to go a little bit lower. Do you own Nike? And if not, would you buy it now?
So we do, for full disclosure, we do own it. We recently purchased it. We're a value investor. We think the company is growing, profitable, well capitalized. David could be right that they could have a soft quarter and perhaps you get 3 points of downside, but we think that's quite short-sighted. The key driver of growth is going to be the emerging markets. It's going to contribute to, we believe, over the course of the next 5 to 10 years, half of the growth, if not 3/4 of the growth on the top line. We think that overall that you're going to get an above-market return, an increasing dividend, and the company is virtually debt-free and with lower volatility. So we would be buyers of Nike, and we would hold it as a core holding.
David, you want to respond to that?
I just like buying stocks down $3 from where they're currently trading. I mean, that's my view. Look, I agree. Long-term setup is going to be possibly fine, but ultimately, I'm a near-term guy, and I'm looking at the near-term, you know, setup here. Near-term setup to me into earnings is not to belong the stock, especially after we watched Foot Locker debacle, and we saw Adidas come in and basically say they're grabbing market share in North America, and then all of a sudden, guess what? We see pricing of the higher-end shoes at Foot Locker on their release. They cited this. Pricing in higher-end shoes was showing significant weakness. That's like a red flag, and we've seen it 1,000 times. So I look at it and say, near-term, watch out.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
I mean, look,
ahead,
here's the reality. It's all about what your time frame is. If your time frame is 18 months out or 24 months out, you'd be a buyer of Nike. Yes, you could perhaps get it down 5% lower. But if your time frame is to watch this business develop over time and it's going to be a multiple of global growth, then this is the company that you want to own.
And I agree with that. I agree with you.
Okay, you guys, you don't totally disagree. I'm sure Chad would like it more if it was $3
No.
cheaper for the long term. So there you go. There you go. Chad and David.
No, he's an owner. He doesn't want to see it cheaper. He wants to see the stock continue to work.
But he could buy. Maybe he could buy more. We don't know where he bought it either. We don't know where he bought it. It's a good discussion about Nike, by the way. Still, Shoe Dog, the best business book I've read in about 10 years. That's the Nike founder's biography. Read it if you haven't. David and Chad, thank you both very much. Good discussion there. Folks, thank you for watching Trading Nation. I'm Brian Sullivan. We'll see you next time.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.